July's consumer price index showed that inflation rose 0.2%, with the monthly reading coming in just below the estimates. Hi, it's Beata Bukowski, and here's your weekly economic update. On the annual basis, CPI, Consumer Price Index, increased from 3% to 3.2% last month, though this is still near the lowest levels in more than 2 years. Core CPI, which strips out the volatile food and energy prices, increased 0.2% as well, while the annual reading declined from 4.8% to 4.7%. Declining costs for used cars, airfares helped inflation, as also did moderate readings for shelter, gasoline, and food. Easing inflation is truly welcome news, as lower inflation also typically helps both mortgage bonds and mortgage interest rates. They improve. They drop with lower inflation. The Producer Price Index, PPI, so prices on the wholesale level, increased by 0.3% in July, coming in just a bit above expectations. On an annual basis, PPI rose from 0.2% to 0.8%. Core PPI, again taking out the food and energy prices, rose 0.3%, with year-over-year reading remaining at 2.4%, well below last year's 11.7% at its highest. There has been mixed chatter from the Fed regarding whether they will or will not hike the Fed fund rate again at their meeting on September 20th. Remember, the Fed started hiking their benchmark Fed fund rate beginning of last year, and they did it to slow down the economy and help curb the runaway inflation. The Fed will surely be closely watching the upcoming CPI report and PPI report for August, which will be released on September 13th and 14th. And they will also be looking at their favorite measure of inflation, personal consumption expenditures, which for July is going to be released at the end of August, as they weigh in their decision based on these numbers. Black Knight's home price index hit an all-time high in June, with nearly every major market experiencing month-over-month increases. Home prices rose 0.7%, with appreciation at 2.9% through the first 6 months of the year. At this pace, prices are on track to appreciate around 5.8% by the end of the year of 2023. The latest rise in home prices reported by Black Knight mirror the strong growth reported by Case-Shiller Home Price Index, as well as the CoreLogic Home Price Index and Zillow and Federal Housing Finance Agency in their respective indexes. Finally, let's jump into some workforce numbers. After staying below 230,000 for 3 consecutive weeks, initial jobless claims rose by 21,000 to a reported total of 248,000 people filing for unemployment for the first time, with 1.684 million people still receiving unemployment after their initial filing. The latter metric has been on the downward trend since April. In April, the total reported unemployment was at 1.861 million people. This reflects a mix of people finding new jobs, finding part-time jobs, and some benefits expiring as well. That's all I had for you today. Beata Bukowski, over and out.